Welcome everybody to the Profit Meets Planet webinar hosted by Women's Economic Ventures. We're excited to share with you in partnership with the California Green Business Network. Our presenter, Kori Nielsen, will be telling us how to get your business green certified. So we're excited to share with you and answer your questions. If you have questions throughout the webinar, please feel free to put them in the chat. I will be monitoring that throughout the webinar while Kori is presenting. And also if you could keep your microphones muted during the webinar, that would be great as well. We'd love to see your face, but we know it's lunchtime, so you may have other things keeping you from showing your face on the screen, but that's okay. So, all right, well, without any further ado, I would like to present or introduce you to, drum roll please, here we go. Kori Nielsen, and now I'm glad I put her face on the slides, especially since she cannot share with you on video. But Kori is a sustainability consultant, and she's the program director for the California Green Business Network of Santa Barbara County. And she is a superstar. She's a sustainability consultant. She's supported businesses, educational institutions, and nonprofits all along California's Central Coast, helping them to exceed regulatory standards and implement best environmental practices. She specializes in energy efficiency, waste reduction, and sustainability certifications, and she's developed a robust portfolio of strategies that empowers organizations to enhance their environmental impact. Kori actually started off as a volunteer with the the Santa Barbara County Green Business Initiative, and now she is the director. So we're happy to have her with us. So thank you, Kori. I will give me a pause because originally we're going to have you share your slides. So Kori, would you like to say anything more to introduce yourself as I get the slides ready on my end?
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much, Erin. And sorry for the technical difficulties today, but I hope to meet some of you in person or one-on-one after today and see your beautiful faces. But yeah, as Erin mentioned, I'm the program coordinator for Santa Barbara County, but beyond that, I also support the California Green Business Network with through the Performance and Standards Committee, as well as through grant management. And I'm just really excited to share with a new audience. We've actually been around for over 15 years, but sometimes I feel like we're the best kept secret. So thank you for taking time out of your day to learn more about us. And let me know when you're ready, Erin, and I'll hop into the mission.
Okay, yes, I am ready. I'm so sorry. I had to find my unmute. I am ready to go.
Perfect. All right, thank you again. All right, so I thought I'd start off with the California Green Business Network's vision and mission. We are a nonprofit, and our vision is simple but powerful. We want to see vibrant local economies that not only thrive, but also protect our environment and support community health. And we feel that when small businesses succeed sustainably, everyone benefits, from cleaner air and water to stronger local economies. And in terms of our mission, we aim to support small businesses on their sustainability journey. We help them operate more efficiently, reduce costs, and use natural resources responsibly. And we are really here to meet you where you're at. So whether you're at the beginning of your sustainability journey and you don't even know much about what sustainability means, or you know a lot about it and you're ready for that next level, we're here to support you and offer you practical tools, recognition, and community support to make going green achievable for you. And really, it's not just about, completing the certification and just checking off some boxes. It's really about building a culture of sustainability that strengthens local communities. So moving into the next slide, In terms of what we provide an easy-to-use framework called Green Biz Tracker. That's actually where our checklist is held, and it's very user-friendly, easy to use, and I can hop into sharing that with you one-on-one. And we also, through our program, you not only get local recognition, but statewide recognition. That's something unique about our program. So you get your business name out there far and wide. And then we also rarely update our certification measures. So it's not like we created a checklist 15 years ago and that's that. As I mentioned, I support the Performance and Standards Committee, and that's a committee that rarely updates this checklist. There's actually multiple checklists depending on what sector you're in. So we're always working to make that better. And then you also get access to environmental metric reporting tools. So if you're curious what your environmental savings is from year to year, we have a really cool system that's built into the tracker, and we can help you in that journey. We also offer staff training, resources, and funding. Stay tuned for the most up-to-date funding opportunity that I'll share with you. And then we have many trusted community members. So that's anything from program partners within the city, the county, waste haulers. I'm connected to all of them. But beyond that, there are a lot of great green businesses in our community, not only on the Central Coast, but throughout the state of California that you can be connected with. So that's a really great perk of being a part of the network. And then we're also always working to update our checklists and materials in different languages. Corona, who works on the City of Ventura program, presented yesterday in Spanish to our Spanish-speaking businesses, so that's also a resource as well. Moving on, I just wanted to first share that kind of the bigger picture of it all in case you weren't aware. So the California Green Business Network I mentioned is a nonprofit, and you can kind of think of it like there are many different programs under this umbrella. So as you can see on the map on the right, you see all of the programs. There's 47 at the moment. And I run the Santa Barbara County Green Business Program, and Corona runs the City of Ventura one. We have Javier with County of Ventura, and so on and so forth. So there are many different coordinators and programs throughout the state. And then we have over 4,000 recognized businesses. So again, we've been around for a while now. And then over 2,000 businesses that are starting the process, they're interested, they're working on it. And then many different business sectors. So I'll hop into that soon. But as I mentioned, it's not just a checklist where it's one size fits all. We tailor the checklist based off of your business. And we're always continuing to grow. So if you see an area on this map that isn't highlighted and you're well connected, please reach out to us because we're always looking to expand our programs. Moving on to the next slide, the sector slide. I thought I could dive into this a little bit deeper because maybe a question you have right now is like, oh, does this even apply to me? And I imagine many of you might be home-based businesses. So if you're like, oh, can I get certified? The answer is yes, you can get certified. In that circumstance, we look at where you do your work on your computer, so your office space. We also look at your bathroom area and then what would be considered your break room, so your kitchen. And we try not to be too invasive, but we kind of focus on those areas. And then as you can see, there are many other sectors. These are just some of them. As I mentioned, we have 32 sectors that we serve. Each one has its own checklist, and yeah, it's fun. If sometimes we have a situation where a business is kind of like a mix of a couple things, so it's up to the coordinator to kind of work on a system that best fits your business. So we'll likely be able to work with you. But with that being said, on this eligibility slide, just wanted to kind of go over it quickly and mention that obviously you'll need to be in one of our program areas. I have a link to this, which we'll share after this meeting. Yeah, you're probably in Ventura, Santa Barbara, I'm assuming if you're attending today, but if you're not in any of these programs throughout the state of California, we just ask that you pay a fee so that way it covers our time with you. And then also we require that you're in good standing with, your business license, your permits, any taxes, just kind of the standard stuff that is required of you anyways. And then obviously you should be willing to want to implement some of these measures. I'll go over that a little bit later of what's required, what's not. in general. And then the final step that's very important to us is the final site visit, the verification. It's not a situation where you just check things off and say, oh, you're certified. We obviously want to make sure you're doing all the things you say you're doing. So you have to be willing to do that as well. And then we have linked just more details down below, which is found on our website. So you're welcome to peruse that, but in short, we are likely able to work with you. So why do our businesses get certified? There are a variety of reasons, and oftentimes people come to me and they're just like, I know this is good for the environment, I want to do the right thing. And I think that's awesome, that's perfect, but beyond that, there are a lot of other benefits. So we found that many businesses have cost savings with their energy, water, and garbage bills, and we have some case studies on our website that you can check out if you're interested in looking at that. We've also found that when businesses reduce their toxic products, it obviously improves employee wellness and productivity. So that's something to keep in mind. It's just kind of a win-win for everyone. And then obviously a big perk of our program is receiving promotion. So that is handled differently based off of what program you're in, but in general, you can expect recognition on social media. Sometimes it's city council meetings. In my program area, we do an annual event, which I'll talk about. So lots of opportunity to get your business name out there and show that you're a green business. And then also we found that 42% of green businesses reported an increase in business once they went through our program. So they kind of had a marketing edge over their competition. So all great things, and yeah, lots to choose from. And then next slide, I wanted to just touch on the metrics a bit more. This is all pulled from the California Green Business Network in 2024. So again, all the programs in the state of California. And as you can see above, there we were able to support over 700 certified businesses in 2024. We were able to support over 2,000. They received technical assistance, so support in one way or another. And then through all that, we were able to calculate that we supported over 47,000 employees. And then, as you can see down below, there's the environmental metrics. And something cool about our checklist that I touched on is when you work on the checklist, there are additional questions that we ask. And when you fill that out, there's actually a calculation that's done on the back end. And it's pretty cool. And so it creates these environmental metrics, and we can get that from business to business, city, county, or program to program. This obviously is tied to the network, so all the programs in the state. But you can see some pretty impressive numbers in terms of tons of GHGs we've reduced over just 1 year, or millions of gallons of water. So if that's something that's important to you, that's something we're able to gather. On to the next slide. You may be wondering, okay, this sounds cool, but what does the process look like? So what I say in general is I tailor it based on you and your business, but this is kind of a general overview of what it could look like. So the first step is really to just enroll. It takes just a few minutes. We might be able to show that to you today. If not, we can have a one-on-one meeting. So you enroll, you register, and then I'll see pop up in our system. We'll have a check-in meeting. If you're a home-based business, it might be nice to just do like an initial walkthrough, like where we're in person and we can check off as much as we can together. But sometimes what I say to folks is to take 15, 20 minutes and mark off your easy yeses and nos. You become familiar with the checklist, you understand it a bit better, and then you might also be like, oh, wow, I'm actually doing a lot of this. And then for like small to medium businesses, when needed, I bring in our program partners. So this is common with many programs, but mine in particular, like if needed and you want like staff training, I can bring in city or county folks to help with that for like waste, or I can have someone come out to look at your toilets or aerators, whatever it may be. I'm well connected to all these partners to support you, and it's all free. If I didn't mention that already, all this is free. So I do that from time to time, depending on the situation. And then really we just work on completing these action items together. It's however you best work. Some people shoot me a quick email if they have a quick question. Some people, they like to meet regularly, so we can tailor it to you. And then as I mentioned before, the final step is the site visit. So I come by, I take a look at everything. Oftentimes there might be like 1 or 2 last action items to complete. It's not pass or fail. I'm obviously willing to work with you. So no need to panic. If there's a couple things left, that's totally okay. But yeah, then once you finish it all up, you're officially a certified green business. And we give you the promotion that you deserve. And sometimes people ask me, obviously, like, how long does this take? And ultimately, it comes down to you. I understand that people are busy and this is kind of like a side quest, so no problem. But when it comes, if I had to give a general answer, when it comes to like small to medium-sized businesses, it can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months. Usually it leans around like 3 months. And then if you're a home-based business and it's a very simple setup, or you're a very small business, it's just a few employees, or maybe it's just you, it could take just a handful of weeks. It could just take a month. So I think it's definitely worth your time. Moving on to the recognition levels, wanted to make sure I point this out, that we have entry level, certified, and innovator. And entry level certification are for the businesses that really just want to dip their toes in. They want to complete 10 to 15 action items. And this is actually something we opened up the past couple of years, so it's available to anyone. With that being said, entry level doesn't get the same level of recognition as certified, because that is many more measures. So for that extra effort, we give certified level that promotion. And at the moment in Santa Barbara County, all of our businesses are certified level, but if you want to be the first entry level, that's totally fine. And then innovator are for the businesses that go above and beyond. Oftentimes, I've seen that it kind of tends to be businesses that have been with us for a while. They have gone through the certification cycle like a few times, and they're looking to improve. They've kind of done it all, it feels. So the innovator level maybe kind of ties to more like social side of sustainability, and we're able to expand beyond the certified level. And I mentioned certification cycles. I wanted to also share that certification isn't one and done. So it's not like you get certified once and you're forever a green business, because as you can imagine, things change from year to year. So every 4 years, we check in with you to make sure that you're still doing all the right things. And sometimes our checklist changes like a little bit. So we'll have you do something new, or so I just wanted to mention that every 4 years you get recertified. It's a much easier process because hopefully you're keeping up with everything, but that's how it works for our program. So in terms of the benefits, what do you get? So you'll get our green business logo that you can use on your social media and your website, and you can spread that around to share that you're a green business. You'll also get a window decal, a physical window decal that you can put in your storefront if you'd like. So when people are walking by, they'll see you're a green business, they'll ask you about it, and it's a way for you to brag about all the great work that you're doing. And then you will also get a wall certificate. For my program, you not only get a certificate from me, but you also get certificates from our local elected. So that's pretty cool that they recognize all the great work that you're doing, and that happens from program to program. And then you were also listed on our online directory. So that's something that anyone in the world can see. When you go on the general green business website, your business will pop up once you're certified. You'll also pop up on the local website, and then sometimes you'll pop up on program partners' website. So it's definitely, in my opinion, obviously worth going through the effort. And then we have mixers and award ceremonies. Usually every program does an award ceremony. I actually have mine coming up, which I'll share later. But I also like to try to have mixers like once a quarter if possible. And sometimes I collaborate with program partners or businesses. So that's something you're interested in. We can talk about that. And then you obviously, you get your social media promotion. We're happy to do a press release if it makes sense. And you get a ready-to-go marketing toolkit. So all these resources you can just automatically share on your website, socials, that's ready to go for you. And then lastly, you also get access to rebates and grants and financing opportunities, which I'll share later in this presentation. So what makes a green business? So we look at a variety of things, obviously. So we look at your water use. So that could be things like your toilets, your faucets, making sure that they're low flow, making sure that you have LED lighting, that you're commuting sustainably whenever possible. Purchasing can obviously be a big item. So we actually have a purchasing guide to help you with that. So making sure that your cleaning products are Safer Choice or Green Seal certified. Your paper products are made out of recycled content, 30% recycled. You're obviously separating your trash appropriately and reducing your waste whenever possible. Then there's like the community side of it where you're trying to work with, local vendors or local businesses whenever possible. And so, yeah, a wide variety of action items. And we also understand that it takes a while to make these changes. So we do have some flexibility in terms of like when you make the changes, and that's something we can talk about one-on-one. But obviously, we want to see you make the majority of the changes through this process. All right, so I have been mentioning program partners, and we have a lot of them, but this is one I wanted to highlight today. They are 3C Ren, and they are a great resource if you're looking to make some energy upgrades, whether that's in your home or commercially. Essentially, if you're looking to make these upgrades, they can connect you with a contractor to do the work at a discounted rate. And beyond that, they can also help with like the education side of things. So they can help you better understand your energy bill. They can explain what community choice aggregation is. They can review demand response, connect you with local incentive programs, and just essentially recommend some immediate steps you can take to start saving. So wanted to mention that today, because even if you don't go through the certification process, this is something you can take advantage of because it's something you already pay for in your energy bill. And another partner is EV Pro. They're a great resource. Their all-in-one solution includes electric vehicle procurement, charger installation and maintenance, compliance and reporting support, and just ongoing service and support. And they are a subscription-based model, and businesses, they help businesses electrify their fleets without, the upfront capital costs, reducing their emissions, financial risks, and operational downtime. With that being said, they usually support, folks that have more than one car. So if you're looking to just it's great if you get an EV car, but I can support you in that, or another partner might support you in that. They kind of support a business that might have a large fleet. So just wanted to mention that in case that relates to you. And then lastly, we have the Intuit Grant, which is something I'm very excited to share. This has been this is now the third year that we're partnering with them. And Intuit is a financial management company, which I'm sure you're familiar with. But this is a grant opportunity, so something you would apply for. And Intuit is providing $1,000 to the businesses that we award. And it's going towards energy efficiency upgrades or electrification upgrades. And I can probably just share the link to this website after today. It's actually in the slide, so you can take a closer look. But essentially, we have a list of projects that you can choose from. So anything from like HVAC tune-ups, strip curtains, we have pipe insulation, LED exit signs, heat pump water heaters. There's like 10 to 15 projects that you can choose from. And you actually don't have to be a certified business yet. The idea is that you have the intention of getting certified by March of next year. And on our website, you'll see like the timeline of everything. But as you can see on the slide, you'll need to apply in the next couple of weeks, which I can help you with if you need that support. And then later on, we would work on getting you certified, so that way you meet the requirements. But yeah, it's a really great opportunity if you're looking to make some energy upgrades and you need some support with that. So that's just one example of an opportunity that we have only through the network. And I'm sure there'll be more to come. And for the next slide, since we can't quite share the screen, I think I'll plan to walk you through GreenBiz Tracker one-on-one, but I can briefly just maybe say a few words about the checklist and how it works a little bit more, if that works for you all. So you can see on the screen, we have all of our different categories. So that's how it's broken up. And in terms of enrolling, it's very simple. So it's very basic information. So your name, contact info, some information about your business, and you can select like what you don't want the public to see and so on and so forth. But that should just take like 5 to 10 minutes of your time. And then when it comes to the checklist itself, the way I explain it is there are what are called core measures and elective measures. And core measures are required. We feel that you need to do it in order to call yourself a green business. So that could be something like making sure you have LED lighting or that you're handling your waste properly, things that make sense, right? And then in some of the sections, not all of them, we have what are called elective measures. And those are kind of fun because you get to pick, like, for example, in an elective area, it'll say complete 2 out of the 5. And so you get to pick whichever 2 you want to complete. And so you have more flexibility in that sense. And you actually, when you go through this process, oftentimes businesses find, oh, I'm already doing a lot of this. And then they see the areas where they can improve upon. And then also in our checklist, we have green tips on the right with extra resources and links. In reality, you can always reach out to me and I'll share information as well. You have the ability to like add notes if you want to write notes to yourself of, oh, I need to check in with Tom about this. But it's kind of ideally used in a way where you're writing more information about the action item you completed. You also have the ability to upload documents and pictures if that's something you want to do. And yeah, it's a really great checklist. We also lastly have an area at the bottom that says other green things your business is doing. So sometimes this comes up where you're like, oh, like maybe I have some. So the way I guess it works, I didn't explain this part, but you click yes, I've completed it. No, I'm not completing it, or NA. And NA obviously means it doesn't apply to you, and that comes up from time to time. So if there are too many, like this doesn't apply to me, then we have the opportunity to think outside the box. So that's where you would write in, oh, I'm also doing this. And if it doesn't fall into the checklist, then that's a great place to put it. So yeah, there's lots of flexibility in the checklist. And yeah, I'm happy to share this with you one-on-one.
Kori,
And
we
I
have
think I
a
have just one
question in the
more.
chat.
Sure. Yeah.
One of the questions is,
Okay.
how are you measuring wastewater?
Wastewater. Yeah. Let me pull that up on my side so I can look at it specifically. But actually, wastewater is one of our probably smallest categories. I think we're looking to update it and reorganize things a bit more. But some examples of wastewater is, I think there's the 2 main measures. So one is only rain down the storm drain. So something that I look at your business, assuming, well, I guess, yeah, it doesn't matter if you're home-based or you have a commercial space, but make sure that, you know, you have the only rain down the storm drain sticker. If not, then I connect with the city person to make sure you have that. And then, yeah, if you're like an auto body business, then that you're, yeah, and that's not everything's not going down the storm drain. That's the idea behind that action item. And then we also have another one where it says keep dumpsters and other potential pollutants such as paint cans and other chemicals covered and impermeable to rainwater. So just making sure that you're keeping the dumpster can closed. So yeah, birds can't come in and steal stuff or things aren't leaking. So ones that are actually, you know, seems pretty simple. Then those are just our standard ones that are in pretty much every checklist. Again, they might change depending on what business sector you're in.
Great.
Yeah. And then one last slide that touches on my annual event before we leave some time for Q&As. So yeah, I wanted to share that I have an annual event coming up on October 22nd from 5 to 7 p.m. It's actually going to be at the Chumash Museum and Cultural Center. If you haven't been, this is a great opportunity to check out some of the space. And they actually, I think, will end up being a certified business, which is very exciting. And this is going to be, basically an opportunity for us to celebrate the latest certified businesses. But beyond that, we're going to have a panel where we'll have folks talk about sustainability tied to the school system, tied to Santa Barbara County, government side of things, and then also the business side of things. So that will be a fun opportunity to listen in on that. And then we also have lots of games and activities that are happening. And I think this year might be the best year in terms of prizes. We're going to have like a drawing at the end. So if you want to just come for the prizes, that'll be fun. But if any of this presentation sounds interesting to you and you just want to even just network, we're going to have electeds, green businesses, program partners, a lot of great people there. So even if you're not in Santa Barbara County, it could be, I think it will be a fun event to attend. And I think that's all I had for you. And I just wanted to mention, obviously, I'm located in Santa Barbara County, and then Corona, who presented yesterday, she's the City of Ventura Program Coordinator. And if you're in the County of Ventura, I can always connect you with Javier.
Great. Great. Thank you, Kori. Gosh, there's so much good information here and such a great opportunity for businesses to really easily become green certified. So that's really exciting. And I love the benefits that you are bringing to help support them, not just in getting certified, but also to help, economically support their business. That's really great. Does anybody have any
Yeah.
specific questions that you'd like to ask? Feel free to unmute or you can pop it in the chat. We welcome any comments as well.
And like mentioned, I'm happy to, the first step is really like a one-on-one meeting. So yeah, if you just want to ask me questions one-on-one too, we can do that as well.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we will definitely send out the slides to anybody to all of the people that were uh, uh, per participating here today. So you can look for those in your inbox. Thank you so much, Kori. It was great to be with you, and thank you so much for sharing your information. And thank you for just being a champion for business owners throughout the community. It's why we exist as well, and it's been really fun to collaborate with you in presenting this to all of the folks here today. So Weave has a
Yep.
couple of upcoming programs and events that we wanted to share with you as we close out today. We have a free program called Get Your Small Business Online. The enrollment is it's free to register. And it starts on October 20th. You can scan the QR code. It'll take you to a Linktree link where you can find all of the links if you want to register. Like I said, it's a free class and it's a series. So it's several weeks long. I believe it starts on Monday nights. It's virtual. And so that means you can take it online. It is based out of our Camarillo office. So for those of you who are in Ventura County, you can meet on a couple of the nights that they meet. There's a final presentation that takes place, but if you are not local, you can still participate online as well. And then for those of you who are in Santa Barbara, we have our quarterly Strong Women, Strong Coffee event. You do not have to be a woman to attend, but we are Women's Economic Ventures. But that is November 14th from 9 to 10:30 a.m. We're hosting it at Hook and Press. So if you've never been, you must attend because they have amazing donuts and coffee. But so we'd love to have you if you are local. And if you're not, drive up to Santa Barbara and join us. It'll be a great time. So anyways, thank you everyone so much. Stay connected with us. Follow us on our socials. We hope you have a great weekend and happy